Hello everyone, my name is Mike and I am the co-founder of the Wanda Pratnicka Center. In the last episode, I have started to talk about the reasons why spirits would not go away after their physical body has gone through the transition of death. So they don't have the physical body any longer, they only have the emotional body and higher bodies of the human, like the mental body, the causal body, and other higher bodies. To know the reasons why spirits would not go away into the afterlife is very important. The reason for that is when we are confronted with the fact that after the physical body has gone, we are in the spiritual realm, we have to know what awaits us. We need to know what our choices can be in that situation. And the choices you can know only if you know why spirits would not go away. One of the very important reasons are religious and spiritual beliefs. We have a large group of population that is not believing in God, and that is okay. The thing is that we do not need to believe in God in order to safely pass to higher realms of existence. We can also believe in the universe, we can believe in the higher power. The word God is sometimes problematic for many. Oftentimes people who have not believed in reality after the death of the physical body, they just don't know where to go and what to do after they don't have the physical body anymore. They have the tendency to think that life just ends in the grave and then there is only abyss or nothingness. That becomes a great burden. They are becoming victims of what they believe during life on earth. What you need to know is that whatever we do believe here in physical reality, we are actually repeating in the afterlife. So the world is just a construct of all of our beliefs. Then there are people who are just waiting for the final judgment. They think that they would lie in the grave until the time of the resurrection of the body. They believe that only after resurrection they would go to the place called heaven. Some of them just see their existence that is just going on and they feel deceived by their religions. They say, how come nobody has told me anything about that? They just don't know what to do. Wait in the grave, but they're still alive. They have realized that right now it is too late, that the time to go into the train that goes directly to heaven, it just gone, and so they just despaired. Sometimes they don't know absolutely what to do. Some people had a very strong identification with the body, with the physical body, so they have built tombs, they planned clothing, what they would wear when they are in the coffin. They wondered who would come to the funeral and what would these people think and say. So the problem here is they need still energy. It is for the spirits as valid as for human beings. We still need energy, and so the only source on the graveyard is to steal it from visitors. And when you have ever heard jokes about people rising from graves, that's about them. And the final truth here is we are not our physical bodies. We are so much more. We are using our emotional body now, and we in the physical world almost never know about what the emotional body is. And yet another large group of people are those who had earthly attachments, who were just addicted to many earthly things. It could be material things like house, car, or any other property. And all the stories about haunted houses and scary ghosts, this is about them. They are just haunting houses, most of the time their own houses, and they are just very much lost and they can't free themselves from that attachment. Then there are people who are attached to pleasures, like they during their life love too much to eat, to drink, to have sexuality, out of pleasure to do gambling, and they still crave these sensations. They can't break free from them. On the astral level, there is no such thing as drugs. There is no such thing as alcohol. There is no such thing as tobacco. So they are not getting it, and they are suffering because of that. There is also a scenario where we had strange constellations within the families, like if there were people who were just manipulating others. They loved to manipulate, and they loved when their near ones did what they wanted. During their physical life, they've decided about the loved one's affairs. They interfered in everything, and that is very hard to give up this power. They still crave control over others. There are also souls who are just in the need of correct their mistakes. They think that by remaining they can correct life's mistakes. They just want to fix what they did wrong. They seek redemption. But this is the worst time for that. The time here and where they are is the time of forgiveness. They need to forgive everything others, and they need to forgive everything to themselves. Sometimes we have a situation of curses and black magic. People were cursed sometimes, and black magic was used against them, and they can't just live in peace because the curse or the magic is holding them down close to the physical level. Another group is the group of suicides. This is a great problem for the human soul, and I have spoken about it in previous episodes. Another reason for not going away is just the need to take care for the living. Parent of small children, for example, they feel that they must take care of them. Sometimes people leave old parents and they want just to be with them. They are torn between their own good and the good of the loved ones. They may be aware that it's better to leave, but they are just torn. Another very large group are souls of people who have desperate loved ones, in the sense that they are just suffering a lot, and this is a large group that is not crossing to the other side because they want to still be with the loved ones. So the emotional bonds originating from those situations, they are very, very strong, and only few souls have the inner power and decisiveness to go away in that situation. It is very, very difficult, and that is what you need to train during your lifetime. You need to know that the bonds that you have with other people, that they are designed in the higher world of existence, and you may not be willing to stay close to humanity to comfort your loved ones. You are not helping them. In general, we are just missing a lot conversations about death and the dying process. In Eastern cultures, this is just about a normal thing to talk, an everyday thing. Even small children know about it, so death doesn't surprise them. Their knowledge is protecting them, and it is worth transferring this behavior to Western cultures. And if we are not talking about it like every day, then we should talk it definitely when a illness is coming. We may not just avoid that subject, so we should just ask ourselves the question, what do I intend to do when death is happening to me? What life would I like to have? What challenges would I need to master? If that is not part of your conscious understanding, you will have great difficulties to navigate after the death has happened to you or to your loved ones. The thing is that God gave us free will, and if we want to feel guilty and punish ourselves, we can punish ourselves. God is not going to do anything against our will. If we are freeing ourselves from guilt, then we are passing to the light or to the heaven immediately. And spirits just don't know that, and they are very much resigned. They're thinking, it is too late for me. They have expected purgatory or hell, and so they just don't realize that by fearing hell, they are just realizing it, because fear is always creative, and they think, if I don't go, then I can avoid hell and purgatory. And what happens in the end? They are creating it. And so here are the things to remember. After death, a person finds themselves in a world that exactly realizes what we are believing during lifetime on earth. Our psychological structure is just exactly what we are creating on the other side. So look very carefully on your emotions, very carefully on your thoughts. You will get exactly that thing after the death of the physical body. Your life is not going to be much different. Knowing this, remember that you are not only building your life on this earth, you are also building a life that is going to come after the death of the physical body. And that lifetime in the emotional realm, in the astral realm, can take very, very long time. So rather than being negative, believe in heaven, and then you will go straight to heaven and understand for yourself what is heaven on earth. What should I strive for? What would I like to see fulfilled? These are very, very important questions. Remember, you are not only building reality for now, you are building a reality for a very long time that is going to come in the future. If you don't feel worthy, or if you fear, you will have that unworthiness realized in the form of hell. And this hell is not only going to be a punishment for you, it is also going to be a punishment for your loved ones. This is because you are very strongly connected by emotional bonds with your near ones, and the fate that you are constructing for yourself, you are also constructing for your loved ones. Your fate is going to become their fate too. And here you can see how much we all are connected, how much we are transferring during lifetime and after our physical body is dead. Our punishment and our pain to those around us. On the other hand, if you are constructing happiness for you after the death of the physical body, then you are giving also happiness for your near ones. You are responsible not only for your life here on earth, you are also responsible for the life of your near ones. Okay, I'll be finishing here, and I wish you the very best for your life here and now and for your future. Let us hear each other next episode. Until then, bye bye.